Hi, my friend, and welcome to this section of the program where we begin our journey to learn together how to create a happy and successful relationship. Relationships change over time, and some of these changes are externally driven by life events and transitions. The birth of a child, a new job, a move to a new location, the death of a family member, retirement, and so on. Our success as a couple has a lot to do with how well we manage these external disruptions. But in addition to these external challenges, I believe that marriage is a journey that passes through several predictable stages. And although every couple's experience is unique, and not all couples will go through every stage that I'm about to talk about in the same way or to the same degree, I do believe that these stages are common and even universal. I present them to you as a roadmap for understanding your relationship. This roadmap will help you know where you are, where you want to go, and the steps to get there. Here's a diagram. As you can see, there are 5 stages, from the high of enchantment to the low of disillusionment, and then on to obligation, friendship, and mature love. Let me talk about each one of them. Stage 1, enchantment. This is the first and most exciting stage of a relationship. We can't get one another off our minds. We want to spend as much time together as possible. We feel excitement, well-being, even euphoria in being together. And this euphoria gives us a sense of closeness and intimacy. Somebody loves me unconditionally, which is about the greatest feeling in the world. In enchantment, we put our best foot forward by presenting ourselves in a favorable light. We're attentive and giving towards our partners, doing things that we know will endear them. We minimize conflicts and differences. We see our partner in an idealized way and experience this profound sense of well-being and aliveness being together. Have you been there? Have you experienced that excitement and passion? Stage 2 is disillusionment. Unfortunately, but inevitably, enchantment runs its course. The light of day casts a new view on things. Our own hang-ups didn't disappear, and we begin to see one another in a more realistic way. Your idiosyncrasies begin to glare at me, and our differences seem daunting. She thinks that his parents are more important than she is. He thinks that she spends too much money. She had no idea that he spent so much time watching sports or playing video games. Differences become exaggerated, and we engage in power struggles to try to get one another to be different. And during conflict, we see ourselves as right and our partner as wrong. We conclude that it's our partner's fault to the extent that we're not happy. If only he or she would change or be different. Now, I want to say again that not every couple goes through deep disenchantment. Sometimes the disenchantment is more, we start to take each other for granted. We get accustomed to each other, and so the excitement and the passion are gone. So enchantment, disillusionment can be intense or it can be more mild, but it's something that we will all experience. Stage 3 is obligation. We settle in for the long haul. It hasn't worked trying to change each other, so we learn to get along by smoothing over differences and not rocking the boat. Our relationship in obligation isn't particularly exciting, but at least it's stable. We don't place great demands on the relationship, but we busy ourselves with friends or with work or with church or with children. There's still a sense that I could be happy if my spouse would change or do such and such. However, it's not worth the fight. We stay together, but due to social, even economic constraints rather than real devotion. We have a functional relationship that lacks excitement and passion. Stage 4, I call friendship. We let go of unrealistic expectations. We learn to communicate better using skills of empathy and listening and dialogue. We relinquish the notion that our partner makes us happy and instead take responsibility for ourselves and the fulfillment of our own needs by working through our own issues, our fears, our hurts, our defenses. We respect one another's uniqueness and seek to support each other in meeting their individual needs. We discover friendship and positive affection. We turn towards one another, realizing that we can experience more pleasure together than apart. So we engage in more time and activities together. Stage 5. Stage 5 is a more mature love. This is the final stage of marital development. We've matured through experience and have surrendered a lot of the struggles of life. We see life with a new perspective of what is and what's important. We not only accept, but even cherish our differences. Our marriage becomes a central part of our lives. We share interests and activities and enjoy a common life. We've developed a deep appreciation and even ability to honor one another. Our focus turns from getting what's in it for me to giving. How can I be of service and support to you? There's an unconditional love and oneness within our relationship. We belong together. We rediscover enchantment and joy. Well, I need to say that mature relationship is not simply romance, at least the romance and enchantment as Hollywood would have us believe, but rather it's an acceptance and forgiveness. Joy comes not from having a perfect spouse, but rather learning to love, accept, and build friendship with the person that we have married. Marriages fail or flounder not because we married the wrong person as much as because of our own underdeveloped ability to love in a more mature and realistic way. Well, there are a lot who have spoken of the meaning of love. A famous psychiatrist by the name of Harry Stack Sullivan wrote that love exists when the satisfaction and security of another person becomes as significant as one's own satisfaction and security. And M. Scott Peck, the author of The Road Less Traveled, asserts that love is less a feeling and more a commitment to the growth of another person. Well, what's significant about each of these definitions is that love isn't merely a feeling, it's a way of being, a way of acting. Love at its essence is an action which is undertaken to benefit or support or strengthen another person. The challenge is to learn to give more than you demand. It's to learn to be more compassionate and forgiving and nurturing, a more loving person. So after talking about the 5 stages, let me just offer my professional observation that about 5% of couples are still in the enchantment phase of their relationship. I would say 20%, a good 20%, are living from disillusionment. At least 40% are in the obligation stage, 30% in friendship, and 5% in mature love. The question is, how do we progress towards friendship and more mature love? Both of these stages are satisfying, they're stable, and my goal is to help you build greater friendship and then continue progressing towards a more mature love, which comes in part with time and years together. In the meantime, I've included 2 resources with this lesson. The first is a handout which summarizes the 5 stages, so go ahead and download it to keep studying the stages. The second is a short exercise to help you think about the meaning of mature love. You'll improve your ability to love as you take some time to think deeply about what it means to you. And then in the next few lessons of the course, I want to tell you about 4 common patterns of interacting that kill love. These are ways of relating to your partner that prevent you from moving into friendship and love. See you in the next lesson.